Namaste and Siddhi Pranam. Welcome to your today's topic, which is importance of Sankalpa during pregnancy. I'm happy that you have entered Module 7, which is about Sankalpa and mantra chanting practices, and I really hope you will enjoy this one. So let's dive into really understanding what is Sankalpa and how it is so relevant during pregnancy. Now, Sankalpa, when we translate this is a Sanskrit word, and when we translate it to English, it becomes intention. So let's understand the power of intention or Sankalpa. So the power of intention within the context of Sankalpa. Now, intention alone means that we are intending something, but when we say the word Sankalpa, it also means taking a commitment for something. So intent plus commitment. So I'm not sure what right word in English can actually translate or represent the feel behind the word Sankalpa. But if you see from my understanding of the word Sankalpa, it means a strong intent with a commitment, a sense of commitment to take an action about it. So when we see Sankalpa and its relevance for pregnancy, it can act as a very profound tool for shaping the experience and manifesting the desire of the being who is taking up the Sankalpa. So by setting up a clear, heartfelt intention or Sankalpa, one can tap into their creative power of their mind and align their energies with their desired outcome. So let's really explore what are the different dimensions of Sankalpa. So first is conscious focus. So intention brings conscious focus to our desires and goals. And by setting up a specific intention or Sankalpa, we can bring clarity and direction to our thoughts and action. And this focused attention helps us to align with our energies and actions with what we truly desire to experience during the pregnancy journey, especially for the mothers. Now, next is shaping perception. So Sankalpa has the power to shape our perception and also perception of our experiences that we are gaining in day-to-day lives. So it really allows us to view our pregnancy journey specifically through a very positive lens and shift our mindset from fears, doubts, limitation to more empowering and positive perspective. And as a result, we can cultivate a deep sense of joy, gratitude, and fulfillment during the transformative time of our life or for mothers during pregnancy. Now, the next component is harnessing the subconscious mind. So setting the Sankalpa engages our subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is a very powerful force that influences our beliefs, behaviors, and experiences. And by constantly and consistently affirming our intention through our Sankalpa practice, we can really reprogram our subconscious mind and align it to our desires and manifesting for positive outcomes. So next component is energy alignment. So intention or Sankalpa is a way of aligning our energy with what we desire to attract or manifest. And our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs can emit a vibrational frequency that interacts with the energy of the universe. And by setting up a clear and positive intention or Sankalpa, we can raise our energetic vibration and attract experiences, opportunities, and support that are in alignment with our desires or intention. So next component is co-creation with the divine. So Sankalpa is a so powerful tool that, especially during pregnancy, it can give us an opportunity to co-create with the divine or higher power. And by setting up our intent or Sankalpa and surrendering it to the divine further, we can open ourselves to the infinite wisdom and guidance of the universe. And this will allow for a deeper connection with our spiritual nature and also create a sense of trust that the universe is supporting and manifesting our desire or sankalpa, and it will do it in its own time. Now, next component is empowerment and self-belief. So intention really empowers us by shifting our focus from what we fear or lack to what we truly desire. And it instills a sense of belief in our capabilities and the inherent power that is within us. And through Sankalpa practice, we can reinforce this self-belief and foster a great sense of confidence, strength, and resilience throughout our journey. And this is so valid for the mother who is trying to create trying to visualize a child with certain set of qualities and trying to manifest a healthy pregnancy, trying to manifest a healthy delivery, and seeking strength. And so all of this can be achieved through the Sankalpa practice, as she keeps affirming a certain outcome with lots of confidence and determination and commitment to it. Now, the last component is mind-body connection. So Sankalpa really works through our mind and body and integrates both of them. So as we set our intention and focus our mind, and we send a signal to our body that activates a physiological and biochemical response in our body. And that in turn creates an energetic outcome as well as a physiological outcome in our body. So this body-mind connection can really positively impact our overall well-being, health, our health and our baby's health, and also it can impact positively the development of the child. And it's vice versa. Our mind is so powerful. If we continue repeating negative thoughts of worry and fear, that also has a potential to manifest itself and impact the baby's health, because that fear and anxiety can stuck up into our biology and hence create unhealthy outcomes. On the other hand, when we are constantly visualizing positive outcomes and that we are healthy, happy, our child is vibrant, our child is developing fully and better, and that in itself can create that biological response in our body, that our body feels expanded and the blood flows. Once we are happy, there is release of dopamine and serotonin, which is the calming and the happiness hormones, and those in turn act in our body in a manner that it enhances our health and overall health for the baby also. So our thoughts have the biological response, and they have full power to work on our desired outcomes. Now, desired outcomes. So Sankalpa can really play a significant role in shaping the birthing process also. So Sankalpa can empower the mother to manifest a positive and empowered birth experience. And by setting Sankalpa statements that affirm confidence, strength, and trust in the body's natural ability to give birth, mothers can really approach labor and delivery with sense of empowerment and positivity. Now here, what we really need to remember is that the power of Sankalpa is amplified when it is combined with faith as well as consistency, and also inspired action. And engaging in our Sankalpa practice with trust, belief, and a willingness to align our thoughts, emotions, and action with our intention will bring about a powerful transformation, not just during pregnancy, but will continue to give results and beautiful outcomes even beyond in other aspects of life. Now, let's look at aligning with the Divine Feminine. So the Divine Feminine can be seen as a concept or of understanding that encompasses the qualities that are associated with femininity, qualities like intuition, nurturing, creative power. And aligning with the Divine Feminine during the Sankalpa ceremony, or whenever we are setting up that intention, especially for the mothers, when they are taking up the Sankalpa and they align their Sankalpa with that feminine power that exists in the entire creation, it can create a deeper sense of connection and purpose for the pregnant woman in their pregnancy journey. And there are certain ways that certain practices and actions we can include in order to enhance our sense of experience of connecting with the divine sacred mother or divine feminine. So first and foremost is creating a sacred space. So when we find a quiet and peaceful space where we can create an altar or a sacred corner and maybe decorate it with some items that hold significance to us, maybe some candles, crystals, some symbols that symbolizes divine feminine, this space can really serve as a focal point for Sankalpa practice for the mother. Next add-on practice can be setting our intention to do it at the right time. So we can take time to reflect on our pregnancy journey every single day and what we hope to cultivate during this time, and connect with our heart and intuition to determine the intention that we feel most aligned with our feminine essence. And this could be related to, nurturing ourselves or fostering a deep connection with our baby and embracing the transformative power of motherhood. Now, the next thing that we can do is invoking the divine feminine. So what we can really implement is when we are beginning the Sankalpa practice, we can invoke the Mother Divine and we can call upon the energies and archetypes that are associated with the divine feminine. We can use the prayers, invocations, or affirmations to connect with the goddess or the feminine deities, or even just Mother Earth. She's the birth giver. We are made up of her elements, and we come from her. We are going back to her. We came as a dust. We are going to go back into the dust. So we can just even connect to Mother Earth or the overall feminine deities or feminine energy, whatever is resonating with the mother more, and she can call upon that. And some of the examples of divine feminine deities from the Hindu religion is Goddess Lakshmi, Goddess Durga, or from Christianity, Mother Mary, who is the embodiment of unconditional love. So whoever the mother resonates with, she can really call upon that feminine energy and feel her presence and guidance as she proceeds towards her Sankalpa. Next, she can add on is to ritualize her Sankalpa practice. So engaging in rituals that honor the divine feminine, maybe light a candle, burn an incense, or perform a cleansing ritual with sage or palo santo, that's a kind of plant. You purify the space and invite a sacred energy. So we can really incorporate certain, maybe a gesture or a mudra that represents the feminine energy and embody that fluidity and grace of the divine feminine. And all of this can bring about sense of connection, make it a bit higher for us when we do these small rituals. Now, next thing is we can engage all our senses. So when we engage all our senses to deepen the connection with the divine feminine, we can create more deeper connection. So to engage in all our senses, we can maybe use some essential oils or burn some lavender or rosemary that have the calming and nurturing effect on our smell, the sense of smell, and then we can play some soft soothing music or chants that evoke a sense of tranquility and inner peace within us, and that's like engaging our ears also. And And prior beginning the practice, to engage the taste buds, we can nourish ourselves with some infused herbal infused water or herbal teas, and then before entering into our practice. So when all of our senses, or most of them, are engaged into that space of fluidity and calmness, and that's when there is a right space to connect more deeply with the divine feminine energy. Next stage is like meditating and visualizing. So we can enter a meditative state or visualize our intention as already manifested, and we can imagine ourselves surrounded by a warm, nurturing light that supports and guides us throughout the pregnancy journey. And we can connect with the divine feminine energy within us and visualize ourselves embracing and embodying all the qualities that the Divine Mother carries, whether it's unconditional love, power to nurture, power to create, power to love unconditionally and openly and selflessly. All of that can be embodied within our own being and mind. Now, the next thing is expressing gratitude. So we can conclude our Sankalpa practice by expressing gratitude for the divine feminine energies that came to support us, and offer our thanks to the goddesses or the feminine deities that we invoke, as well as to our own inner wisdom and strength. And we can embrace a sense of deep gratitude for the gift of pregnancy and the opportunity to align with the divine feminine. So what we really need to remember here is that Sankalpa is a very personal practice, and it's essential to listen to our own intuition and adapt to these suggestions to suit to our unique preferences and beliefs, and to embrace the divine feminine within us and allow its nurturing and transformative power to guide us and be by our side in the journey of motherhood especially. So, cultivating mindfulness and focus. So, cultivating mindfulness and focus within the context of Sankalpa during pregnancy can really be a very, very powerful practice that can support us in this journey, and can also enhance our connection to our intention and create a deeper sense of presence. So some of the practices that we can include in order to enhance that sense of mindfulness and focus would be this. So what we can do is set aside a dedicated time. We can find a time when we can have uninterrupted space for our Sankalpa practice. We can choose a time of the day when we feel the most calm and centered, and it could be in the morning or after waking up in the evening before going to the bed. And creating a consistent routine will really help cultivate mindfulness and focus. Next is creating a quiet and serene environment. So we can find a peaceful space where we can sit comfortably and engage in the Sankalpa practice with minimal amount of distraction, and minimize any distractions, whatever is possible, by maybe turning off electronics and creating an ambience that promotes relaxation and focus. We can dim the light, play some soft music, or light some candles. All of this can be added in order to create that and have that kind of environment. Now, we can center ourselves through breath awareness. So we can begin our practice by bringing our attention to our breath, by closing our eyes, taking a few deep breaths, and gradually allowing our breath to settle into the natural rhythm, and then focus our awareness on the sensation of the breath flowing in and out from our body. And then the simple act of anchoring ourselves in the present moment can really enhance the right environment to enter into the Sankalpa. Now, next is we can set our intention with clarity. So before moving into our Sankalpa, we can take a few moments to reflect into our intention and clarify it in our mind, and ensure that it is very specific positive as well as heartfelt. And as we state our intention, and then we say it aloud or repeat it silently to ourselves, we can allow the words to sink in deeply into our consciousness. And next is to enhance the mindfulness and focus, we can engage all our senses. We discussed this, but from the perspective of mindfulness, we can engage and deepen our mindfulness, by really focusing on all the physical sensations that are occurring in our body, such that we are not we're not allowing the senses to disrupt our Sankalpa practice, but rather allowing them to contribute to it. So first and foremost, such that our senses does not disrupt the practice, we need to be aware of them and what's happening. So noticing the sensation in our body and noticing the sounds around us and noticing any aromas or the scents present in the environment, all of this can really help us. And this sensory awareness can help ground us in the present moment and enhance our connection with our intention. Next element is that we can visualize our intention. So once we have stated our intention, we can then visualize it vividly as possible, as much as vividly possible. So we can create a mental image or series of images that represents our intention being realized. And imagine our emotions, we can imagine our emotions, sensations, and experience all the emotions or all the feelings that will arise after the imagination, all those experiences and all those sensations that will arise in the body. Once we are visualizing, we can experience that more profoundly and embody it more and more into our biology or into our body. And we can see ourselves fully embodying and living our intention. And the next stage can be cultivating gratitude and acceptance. So throughout the Sankalpa practice, we can foster a sense of gratitude for the present moment and acceptance of whatever will arise. And we can embrace any emotions, thoughts, or sensation that might come up, and that too without judgment. And allow ourselves to fully experience the journey and trust that it is really unfolding in the perfect alignment with our intention. Then in the next stage, we can gently bring our focus back. So it's really natural for our mind to wander during the practice. And whenever you notice your attention drifting apart, then gently bringing it back to our breath or back to our intention or the visualization will be a great add-on inside the practice. And we can practice self-compassion and patience as we redirect our focus to our visualization or intention. And then we really need to know inside that all of it is part of the mindfulness journey. So what we really need to remember is that mindfulness and focus are really skills, and that they develop over time and consistent practice. So we really need to approach our Sankalpa practice with sense of openness and curiosity, while allowing it to evolve and deepen throughout our pregnancy journey. And by cultivating mindfulness and focus, we can nurture a strong connection to our intention and invite its manifestation to our life. The next really important component of Sankalpa is transforming limiting beliefs. So transforming limiting beliefs within the context of Sankalpa during the pregnancy can be a powerful practice that will support our growth and empowerment and positive mindset. So some of the steps that we can take in order to transform our beliefs would be identifying our limiting beliefs. So we really need to begin by becoming aware of any limiting beliefs that may be present within us. And these thoughts or beliefs can really hold us back and create self-doubt or limit our potential. And most commonly limiting beliefs during pregnancy might be, fear about childbirth, or doubts about our ability to be a parent, or concerns about our body's changes. So we really need to take time in order to reflect on those beliefs and write them down if necessary. And then we have to choose positive, empowering affirmations to replace those fears and doubts. So once we have identified our beliefs, we need to reframe them into positive and empowering affirmation. For example, if we have a fear of childbirth, then we can transform it into an affirmation like, I trust my body's innate wisdom and embrace the journey of childbirth with confidence and grace. So making sure that affirmations resonate with the person, with the mother personally, and that whoever is creating the affirmation for herself really feels supported by using those words in the affirmation. Now the next stage is really creating this sankalpa. So we need to formulate our sankalpa or intention based on the empowering affirmation that we have created. And we need to make sure that the statements is concise and that it encapsulates the positive transformation that we really want to experience within us. For instance, our sankalpa might be, I am embracing the power and beauty of pregnancy, birthing and motherhood with love, strength and joy. So all of this can be taken in account when we are putting the right words together. So next is engaging in the sankalpa practice. So what we can do is really set aside a time for our sankalpa practice in a quiet, focused environment. We can close our eyes, take few breaths and bring our attention to repeat our sankalpa for ourselves, or either we can repeat it in our mind or say it aloud, and allow its meaning to permeate our consciousness. And that visualizing or permeating, allowing that sankalpa to permeate into our consciousness will really help us embody the transformation that we desire, and also allow the positive emotions that will arise through the practice to ingrain into our body, being and mind. Now next is really cultivating faith and belief. So as we engage in our sankalpa practice, we really need to cultivate a deep sense of belief and faith in the power of our sankalpa, and trust that the positive transformation is possible, and that we have that inner resource, all the inner resources to bring it to reality. And then we have to use our sankalpa practice as an opportunity to anchor ourselves in this belief and reinforce it with each repetition. Next important step is consistency and repetition. So practicing sankalpa regularly, ideally daily or as often as one feels right, will be the key. And consistency and repetition are the key to reprogram our subconscious mind and replace any limiting beliefs with empowering ones. So we need to make our sankalpa practice a sacred part of our routine and reinforce our intention and strengthen our belief in its meditation and manifestation. And last but not least, taking inspired action. So alongside the sankalpa practice, we need to take inspired action that aligns with our intention and seek out resources, classes, communities that will support the positive transformation that we are seeking. And we need to surround ourselves with positive influences and engage in practices that reinforce our empowering belief. And by taking intentional steps towards our desired outcome, we can reinforce our commitment to transforming limited belief. So what we need to remember here is that transforming beliefs is a process, and it might take time and consistent practice, and we really need to be patient and gentle with ourselves as we navigate through this journey. And our Sankalpa practice can really be a powerful tool to cultivate positive mindset and embrace inner strength and create a transformative experience, especially during pregnancy for the mothers, and which will continue to benefit them even beyond that period of pregnancy. Because creating a Sankalpa is an art. Believing in it, being able to transform our lives or any aspect of our life through the practice of Sankalpa is a skill in development, and once you gain it, it stays with you. So it's not just about pregnancy, but whenever you wish to transform any area of your life or any aspect of your life, this practice of Sankalpa will be your strength whenever you're willing to use it fully. So once the mother really know the importance of it and really know the elements and the stages that can be used in order to enhance the Sankalpa practice and enhance the sense of connection and enhance the positive outcomes of Sankalpa by taking certain measures and doing certain actions. Once the mother is aware, she can really use it to her benefit, and you also as a teacher can use the power of Sankalpa, which is a great part of yogic lifestyle and yogic practice. You can use it to your favor to create beautiful outcomes for your life and also contribute to many, many lives ahead. With that, I hope this was contributive to you and it supported your journey, and you will continue to support many, many beings ahead. With that, thank you and namaste.